Beep, 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 beep. Hello, peeps. Welcome to the Court of the EDI Jester. Here we go again. News. All that's new and approved. This is an interesting one because it was something that came from... I was, approached personally about this. And there's no links in the doobies for a change because it's just something that I was approached personally about. I've had a number of conversations with a few people that have been embroiled with the NHS in the last few days. Now, I'm a fan of the NHS, as everybody knows. I'm not a fan of the structure, but I'm certainly a fan of the output. And I've regaled myself willingly and unwillingly of its services more than I would like to think over the past 7 years. And every time I've found it to be excellent. It's very rare that we have a problem in my understanding when I needed the NHS. But yet, we still hear these stories about the ridiculous things that they get up to. Rainbow this and rainbow that and lanyards and, rainbow bum paper. That's the only thing that should exist. Progress Flight bum paper. Do it! Somebody do it! I want to be able to buy a roll of Progress Flight bum paper. I'm so gonna see if I can get. Do you think you could actually get? Do you think you could actually get? There must be a way to get personalised bum paper. Would you buy Progress Flag bum paper so you could wipe your ass on it and flush it down the toilet? I'm so gonna have a look and see if I can get that done. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Here we are, Progress Flag bum paper. Oh, I've amused myself now. Not unusual. So the NHS are constantly writing to me and saying, right, okay, you're this old now, your bowels are a problem. You're this old now, your eyes are a problem. You're this old now, your prostate's a problem. How are your feet? Mind your chilblains. It's all a bit much when you get older and end up getting up in the morning and saying to yourself, not what shall I do today, but what's going to stop working today. There will be many of you watching this who will know that rather sad feeling. So I was really interested when I had a request from somebody who sent me through details of what was happening over at an NHS program. And this is a study. You can sign up for studies, right? So you sign up for different studies about different things, diabetes, angina. You can sign up for it. All sorts of different studies that they do, and it's obviously those studies are based upon the reality of sex. So that the fact that I'm male, It's like when you go in hospital and they go, I have to ask you, have you ever been pregnant? I'm like, look at me, you twat, now, buzz off. Okay, are you pregnant? No, I can guarantee you I'm not. Yeah, I should have said yes. I said, I'm at 9 months. I said, it will be shortly. And if you come round later on, you can see the little fart with a bonnet on it. That's what I should have said, right? But I didn't. So, this has come from somebody, right? In which they signed up for the NHS study, but as soon as they started the study, the rot set in almost immediately, right? So they've written a letter of complaint because in the study, the images that were sent to me from the study, for example, it asks about you and your household. This is Our Future Health, NHS, and they're asked there to complete the questionnaire to be part of the study, and then you get the little thing along the line showing how far you've got to go, It says, select the option that best describes your current gender identity. Right? This is all nonsense, right? Let me tell you why. They're playing silly games, okay? So they've got to hear from, for example, select one from the list. Man, woman. That's not a gender identity. Man and woman are sexes, right? Gender fluid is the next one. Non-binary third gender. Just screw off. There's no third gender, right? There's no non-binary, there's no such thing. I don't identify with any option provided. You don't identify as being a man. You don't identify as being a woman. You can identify as being gender fluid and non-binary if you're, bonkers, right? Okay, bonkers. Gender fluid's fine. We've had that for years. Non-binary and third gender are just nonsense. This is the NHS. This is the first question in an NHS study that means it is flawed from the beginning by this nonsense. Right? And then it says, I don't identify with any option provided. So why would you don't, now we're identifying with options? Oh, sod off. That should simply say, none of it should be there at all, by the way. It should just be man or woman, right? Man or woman, and it's not describing your gender identity. It's what sex are you, male or female? That's it. There is no reason whatsoever for this to be there. None. Absolutely none. And then it says, I don't identify with any option provided. Identity politics being played by the NHS at the first question in a study they're asking people to take part in, there's a flaw to begin with there. And then it says about you and your household. Do you identify as trans or do you have a trans history? Immaterial. It's all immaterial. About your household, which of the following best describes your sexual orientation? Here we go. The homophobia is rife. Straight or heterosexual, gay or lesbian, bisexual, and here we go. Asexual, pansexual, other sexual orientation not listed, prefer not to answer. There are 3 sexual orientations. A long-standing, and by the individual committed to, fetish or paraphilia is not a sexual orientation. Right? Stroking your ball bag with a gusset is not a sexual orientation. Got it? The fact that nobody wants to screw you is not a sexual orientation. Nobody cares if you aren't screwing, right? Pansexual. Sod off. It's a T-foul sexuality. Or if you're upper class, it would be le creuset. What's your sexuality? Like, I'm le creuset sexuality. Nuts, right? Where do you go with this? So what's happened is they've written a complaint off the back of this letter to the NHS saying, I've signed up for the Our Future Health Research Programme in order to allow my long-term data to be used for medical research going forward. I am a PhD qualified biological scientist working in clinical research, right? I was therefore horrified to find that the first 2 questions in the questionnaire are, what sex were you assigned at birth and what is your current gender identity? I cannot believe that a genuine medical researcher thinks that sex is assigned at birth. That's it. That's the letter. How good is that? Knife, sharp, cutting linguistics. The letter there. Very straightforward. Just answer the damn question. These people are absolutely a menace in the NHS. Absolute menace in the NHS. And it needs to stop. Now, from our perspective as individuals, when you're having a consultation with a medical person, be it a nurse or a doctor, that's generally confidential. We know that to be true. You know, your medical records are confidential. The conversations that take place between you and the doctor are confidential. There's a layer of confidentiality that is afforded all of us when we go to the doctors. Therefore, no matter who you are, there is no reason for you not to go, this is cobblers, by the way. I'm not dealing with this cobblers. Don't give me this cobblers. So when I go into my doctor, I complain about the posters. Right, okay, I'm doing it again. I'm saying to you, get that damn flag down and get those damn posters down because I'm sick of the homophobia, right? Because it's a conversation between you and your doctor, it's confidential. But the doctor does have the ability to go back to the practice manager and say, yeah, get rid of this. Or go back to the head and say, we're getting a lot of blowback. The point I'm making is this. If you go into hospital and you see it anywhere and you end up in a consultation with somebody about your health, make sure you complain while you're talking about your health because they can't tell anybody it was you. And this might be somewhere where we can actually say no, okay? So great letter there from a researcher in biology and PhD who has signed up for an NHS programme which is fatally flawed from the beginning because it has a belief in lunacy like gendered souls. Go figure. I'll see you later, folks, all right? Have a great day.